I've been using these every day for 25 years, something like that. Thanks so much for joining me for my top 10 luxury beauty products I use almost every day. This is a bit of a bonus because I have 10 luxury beauty makeup type items and 10 luxury beauty tools that I thought would be great to include. So I'll go back and forth between those two lists of 10. But these items elevate the experience for me as well as the result. So let's start with my first item for makeup. I love a good one and done for everyday purposes. So I have a few here I thought I would show you. I love Chanel. If you've never been here before, I have almost as many Chanel products as there are to try. So we've got here Brun. This is my favorite one and done shadow by them. I have it on now. It's actually layered with another one, so this is not exactly a one and done. If you saw the new makeup video that I recently posted, that's this look, and I just changed the lip over to a Sweet Beauty product. But this is Brun 236. It's a beautiful shade. Let me just swatch it really fast for you. It's taupey, it's cool, it's got a grayish kind of tone to it right there. Almost a pewter, I would say. Also a little bit of a purpley tone. Those are all great shades on me. A little bit of color. There's this also by Chanel. This is in Neon Dahlia. So I'll just use this as a little bit of almost an eyeliner, very close to the lash line, but kind of smudged out. And I love eyeshadow sticks for this one and done purpose. This one is by Victoria Beckham, and this one is in Caramel. So there's a bit of a glow. So each one of these one and dones has just a slight hint of glow that provides dimension to the eyes without having to add other shades. That's why I like these very subtly glowy shadows. So those are just a few of my favorite one and dones. I'll list any others that I can think of down below, but those are my go-tos right now. Now, okay, let me just check these off because I will most likely lose count, which I usually do during these videos when I have a top 5, top 10. It's usually a top 10 because I start losing track. So onto the list where I'm not applying the products to my face, but they are beauty tools. This is a pillowcase, a silk pillowcase. This one happens to be by Sisley Lip there in the corner. I don't know if you can see, it's embroidered on there. They have amongst the best silk pillowcases I've used. They are nice and thick. They wash really well. Some of the thinner silk pillowcases will develop holes earlier because I do wash them quite often. And I love that for my both hair and my face. It's really gentle to sleep on, and I really enjoy the experience of sleeping on silk. It's just a comfortable fabric. So here's another one in a taupier shade. So I have them in several different shades. Silk pillowcases are definitely a luxury. I'd love to get a whole silk bedding set at some point. For items that are applied to the face, if you've been here, you know I do not leave the house without SPF. In fact, it's a rare occasion that I am not wearing SPF during the day, even if I'm not going out that often. This one is by Sisley, and I ordered this from Europe, so it has the SPF 50 plus designation. So this is definitely a luxury item. So if you're looking for something that is mineral SPF and also brightening, Caudalie also has one. I'll list it right here. I'll put a little shopping tab. Caudalie has one that is brightening as well as mineral SPF. It's very similar to this. This is a little bit more, you can tell it's a little bit more luxurious. It's a bit more hydrating. It just is prettier on the skin. But the Caudalie, if you have not been using this, I don't know how much of a difference one would note, but I'm trying to use that Caudalie one because once this one runs out, I'll probably try and see how that works in the long term. So this is, again, correcting, brightening, moisturizing. So this really helps to maintain the progress I've made with my skin. If you have been here before, you know I am working on these dark spots. I've been working on them for about 10 years, and I want to protect my skin. And also, if I can brighten at the same time, this is great. So whether I'm using makeup or not, I am putting this on. So sometimes I will just wear this and then go in with other makeup products, but this one definitely like to protect my skin. And there's a bit of a white cast. Let me just swatch this for you really fast. Oops. So it looks like this, but it does, sorry, I put it right on top of the eyeshadow. That's not really great. Okay, so this is what it looks like on, and you'll see there is a bit of a white cast, like it's got a purpley kind of tone to it, but it does sink into the skin after a while, and it doesn't look that evident. It looks really evident with these lights, but there is still a bit of a white cast, just like the Caudalie. There's a bit of white cast too. They are mineral, so you'll probably get a white cast with mineral sunscreens, which has been my experience. Speaking of SPF on the non-makeup side, SPF in the form of hats. This is a UPF hat. So for clothing, I believe it's UPF versus SPF. You can see inside it says UPF 50+. This happens to be by Eric Javits. It's my favorite line of hats. I have several hats. I've got this one. I have one that has a bow that ties on, so if it's windy, I'll list those below as well. If it's windy, you can tie it and it doesn't fly away. I have one that's more of like a halo style, so it's open on the top, which doesn't sound like it protects the top of your head, but if I'm not in the sun for that long, it's fine. It also has a nice band in the front where it's got a little cushioning so I don't leave a mark on my head. So, and I have duplicates of some of those, including this. I think this is my third version of this hat that I've had over the years, but I've had this for years and I travel with this. It's just so great and it adds a lot of style. And if you've seen me before, I've worn this so many times, like I don't know how many times this hat's made an appearance, but I do rely on these hats daily. Even going through a parking lot for my car, I will wear a hat just to protect my skin. You can see this is called the Squishy, and for a reason it squishes, but it's also packable. You can put this in your luggage. Oh, and I also recently bought a clip that hangs on like this. I will put a little image of that here also. It's very strong. It's a very strong magnet and you can clip it onto your bag or your luggage and it will hold on to the hat for you if you don't want to pack it inside. So I travel with hats. I love hats. So I consider that a beauty product because it does help maintain all of the work I've been doing on my skin. Onto the items that I apply to my face. So these have been my favorites and I wear them every day, and I think I figured out why I wear these every day. It's because they add just a little bit of color, but they don't transfer. So as much as lipsticks say they're transfer proof, the only one that I've really experienced that is truly transfer proof are those Chanel lips where they're double-sided, where it's like a lip stain and then you go over it with a gloss. Those are lovely, but they're a little bit high maintenance. These are super low maintenance. So I've got this, and you'll see how much I love this. This is how much I have left there. It's by Prada, and this is the blue one. So these don't add too much color to my lips, just like a hint of color. I know some people say that they add a lot of color to their lips, like too much color, but for me, they seem to work fine. I have a Sisley one right here that I'm using as well. I've just finally got the case for it, but any pH lip product, just because again, it leaves moisture to my lips, which I'm always looking for moisture. I want a little bit of color, but I don't want any transfer. So these are the kinds of products I use pretty much every day. If I'm not wearing a lip, it's gonna be one of these kinds of products. And I didn't mention why I wanted to do this video. It's because I feel like I talk about a lot of luxury beauty products and a lot of luxury products in general, but I wanted to share the things that I'm using every day or almost every day, because those are the ones that I feel like I get my money's worth from, because luxury products are not, as you know, the lowest price point you can find. They're usually the highest price points you can find. So what are the things that I feel like I'm getting my use of, and things that I purchase over and over again or have duplicates or even 3 or 4 of that item? Those are the things that I think are really worth it. So speaking of something that I have maybe 3 of, I have eyeglass frames, just eyeglasses. Of these, I've got some prescriptions made. I've got this pair. I've got a black pair where it's blacked out here as well. These are the Celine Frames, and I consider this a beauty product because when I wear them in the sun, and I have these prescription as well, they keep me from squinting. I know that squinting is really gonna just scrunch up my face. So anytime I can just relax my face, I try to do that. And sunglasses, a really good pair of sunglasses, can help with that. So I do want to mention these, and of course they are very stylish. I have questions about these every time I wear them, which is why I will link them with a little shopping tab or link below, because sometimes I know people haven't been here before and they want to know what these glasses are. These are by Celine, and I can sometimes find them on sale. So I will list whatever is on sale here if I can find it for you on sale. So since I drive so frequently, I am using these really often, and even when I'm not driving, just out in the world, I will wear these. And that's probably why you see them in pretty much every vlog, because I really do use them all the time. On to something that I wear every day on my face, because whether I'm doing a minimal makeup look or anything more than that, my eyebrows make such a big difference. Without brows, I feel like my face is not framed. I feel like there's not much definition to my face. So I go in with a brow product, and this is the one currently that I'm enjoying. This is, I've multiples again. This is the Baby Blade by Victoria Beckham. I kind of go back and forth depending on kind of how my skin is behaving and the look I'm going for. So this one allows for a very precise kind of hair if you want to, or you can fill it in really quickly. And I like the color match. I also like the Gucci brow product in 04. It's got more of a powdery finish. That's probably my fastest brow, the pink one, but that's also a great one. And then Chanel has a really nice brow product, but I prefer the one that's in the, it's like in a duo. So there's like a creamy product, like a waxier one, and then a powder. So I like that one on the Chanel side if you're interested in the Chanel brow products that I like. I don't love their pencil as much as I like the little brow duo. Okay, this next one, I'm gonna have to put an image because it's plugged in right now. It's called the Hatch. It helps me go to sleep and also to wake up. So there's an app for it where you can control the sound that you want when you go to sleep. So I choose the fan option. The sound of a fan always has put me to sleep, so I'm glad that there is a fan sound there, and you can time how long you want it to play. And you can also put on the app when you want the Hatch to remind you to go to sleep. And then in the morning, this is my favorite part, there is a gradual light that turns on in the morning. So that actually wakes me up before I hear the sound of the alarm, which is not a blaring alarm. I have a very calm flute that wakes me up, and it really is the light that wakes me up. It takes about, well, you can set actually how long you want the light to rise. So I put mine at 15 minutes, but you can have a half an hour or however long you want for the light to gradually turn on. And that has made all the difference for me. And the reason why I consider it a beauty tool is because I think sleep is so important for my skin. Like I can tell when I don't get proper sleep. It shows up in my skin, it shows up in my eyes. So for me, sleep is really crucial for overall well-being. And that has really trained me to sleep for a good 8 hours. And before that, I was kind of hit and miss, but now I'm consistently sleeping approximately 8 hours a night because of the Hatch. Even on weekends when I have it turned off, I don't have the alarm. You can set it so it can have the alarm for certain days if you want. For me, it's Monday through Friday, and on the weekends, I don't have it on, but I'm still waking up at the same time. So I really love it. So if you were interested in it, I definitely recommend it. Okay, this one's not gonna be a surprise. This is also something I don't skip. So in addition to brows, mascara makes a big difference on me, even if I don't put any one and done on, which is very rare. Usually I've got something on my eyes, like even if it's that little, like something like the Neon Dahlia. Mascara makes all the difference for me. So a little bit of color in the eyes and mascara, it just opens up the eyes for me. And I love the Chantecaille Faux Longest Lash Mascara. It's the one that builds the most volume quickly with separation, no flaking, no clumping. It wears really well throughout the day. So I can't even count how many of these I've gone through, but I've been using this for years. Okay, back to another beauty tool that I will have to take a picture because it's already installed. It's the Jolie, I think I'm pronouncing it correctly, the shower head. It's the one that has a filter, and I have noticed ever since I started using it, my hair has been softer. It's taken less work to style it. In fact, I showed in a vlog what my hair looks like at the hotel with no filter. It was really wiry. And then what my hair looked like air dried using the filter at home, and it's a huge difference. So I didn't know if I'd really see a result. I wasn't sure. I'd never tried anything like that before, but it has made a huge difference on my hair. Okay, back to the makeup side. So I use an under eye concealer every day. So without under eye concealer, I still look tired. This one is very perfecting. I'm not consistent with the kind of concealer I use, but I do use some kind of concealer. So we've got the Sublimage concealer by Chanel. This is in 40. This is great for me, this shade right here. And I'm BD41, by the way, if you wanted to know, like this Ultra Le Temps, which I love. I have that on right now, actually. I'm BD41 for my perfect shade match in Chanel. But this is the concealer in 40 by Chanel. Also, I'll go in with this one by Chantecaille. This is, you can tell, run out. This is like Camouflage Stylo. It's more fluid, it's more lightweight, it's less opaque than the Chanel, but it's very nice. And then I'm also really testing this out. This is the one by Victoria Beckham. This one is an L2. So you can see it's not as peach as the Camouflage Stylo, but it's very nice. It's not as fluid. It's kind of in between the Camouflage Stylo and the Chanel in terms of texture. Dries down a little bit more. So I've been enjoying that, but some kind of under eye concealer is crucial for me here under the eye. In fact, I have one right now that I have just been trying out. I just tried the Chanel concealer. This is not a new product, but it's a new shade. So BD41, actually it looks okay, is the concealer I have on right now. And I was kind of playing around with Pesh as well. So this is a color corrector. So you might be interested in either the color corrector or the concealer itself for under eye. Here's the color corrector in Pesh and then BD41, the concealer. So those are my under eye concealers. And I'll use those to spot conceal too. Everything but the Chanel eye concealer, I can use that to spot conceal. As I was thinking about this list of items that I use every day, I've been using these every day for 25 years, something like that. So they are the Mason Pearson brushes, and I'm holding two of, I think, 4 that I have. The first one I bought was in London when I was still in my 20s, and then have since collected more. I have 4 of these laying around somewhere. This one is the one that I use to detangle right after I take a shower when my hair is still kind of damp. Oh yeah, sorry, you can see some hair in there, but it's the white one. And then this one is a small one, which also has hair. They need to be cleaned. The smaller travel one. And then I have one that's like a Boar Bristle nylon mix, and I have one that's full Boar Bristle as well. So it depends on your type of hair. I am all about hair health and keeping hair looking as healthy as possible. So I do use these every day, enough that I have one that I just keep with my travel items. That's how unwilling I am to compromise on my brush even when I travel. And these do often go on sale, so if I can find a sale for you, I will list it below because they are not inexpensive by any means. And that's why I say these are luxury items, because you can definitely find a brush for a lot less. In fact, my sister uses a brush that she got for free at a hotel stay, but this is the one that I prefer. Another concealer, I know sounds excessive to have more than one concealer, but the Clé de Peau concealer, I don't use it under the eye because it's a little too thick, a little bit too dry for the under eye area, but it's perfect for this exterior part of my eye because I have some darkness there. It changes the whole look of my eye shape. So I like to cancel that out with this. This is in the shade Honey. So I'll swatch it for you here. So there's Honey. And I also can use this on my face. It's got SPF as well, so SPF 27, so which is great for dark spots because I want to keep my dark spots away from the sun as much as I possibly can. So anytime I can get SPF on my dark spots, I will do that. So this is a great one for both the exterior of the eye and for dark spots. But when I want to go lighter, like I said, I'll go in with some of the other concealer products that I have. I love concealers, and I think I'm going to do like a quick review of especially the new concealers I've been purchasing, just so we can get a side-by-side of them. This one is something I use all the time, and I get lots of questions about my nails. And ever since I got this, I've been using it. I still have so much left, and I pretty much wear these nails every day. So anytime I change them out, this is a nail polish that goes back on. So this is Hermes. It is probably one of the most expensive nail polish products there is on the market, but again, I showed this before, it's still quite fluid, and that is the magic of this nail polish. It lays down really evenly, it doesn't get sticky or clumpy. That is the most frustrating thing for me with nail polish, is when it gets too thick because I can't distribute it evenly, and I do my own nails. And also this brush. Finally, someone made a brush, that is wide enough. Can you see? It's wide enough to pretty much cover my whole nail in one pass. It'll cover my whole nail except for my thumb. So that really helps. There are no strange little bits sticking out because that can impact the evenness of the nail polish. They really thought about this brush here, or at least I think they did. So this is a shade 01. This one was sold out for a while, but I think it's back in stock. I love it. But for my toes, I go in with this one. It's in Rouge Piment in number 44? Oh gosh, I can't see. 44, 66, 46, 66, I think. It's Rouge Piment, and it's beautiful. So I wear this shade on my toes. This is a little bit newer, so that's why there's more in there. And I don't paint my toenails as much as my fingers. Like, I wash my hands a lot, and I feel like my nails on my hands grow pretty fast. So I'm always clipping them. You can see I like them shorter. So I use the 01, and then this is the Top Coat, which is very nice. This is the only thing that dries out faster, but I've had this for a long time and it still works really nicely. So that is another thing that I love. We've been talking a lot about concealing. I do a lot of concealing. I feel like an even skin tone is really the key to looking more put together, and then definition. So those are like two of the big ideas here. So I get some redness under my eyes, and even on a day when I don't wear much makeup, I'm wearing this in that darkest part, not darkest, but the reddest part of my eye, which is right under my eyelash line on the bottom. I apply Trench because it sticks better than a concealer and cancels out that redness. So this is by Victoria Beckham. It's her eyeshadow stick. I love it for that. It's really good. Oh, I forgot to mention, for the concealer, I've also been experimenting with this one by Nars. It's got a peachy tone to it. So I'll use this for my, I was trying to think like, what am I using for my face right now? This is the Nars eyeshadow stick there. This one right here. It works really well to cancel out darkness on the face. And it stays in place. It's really great. Also, you will not be surprised, but my hair products, you know I love Dyson. So I've got, oh, I didn't bring the other one, but I've got the Air Wrap, which I love for waves. I also have the Airstrait, which I used today on this part of my hair. I love these because these also watch out for the health of the hair. They claim to not damage hair, and I'm willing to spend on products that don't damage my hair because I don't have much hair. It grows fast, but I don't have a lot of it, so I want to protect what I do have. And then this is not Dyson, but I'm just going to include it in the hair care products. This is that Zuvi hair dryer, and I use it for my bangs. So I've started reincorporating a hair dryer just for this bangs area, because as much as I like those Dysons, I can't figure out how I can address the bangs with those. Let me know if you can think of it, but I've been using this one and this is very nice. Also protects the hair. It works as if it's wind and sun on the hair, because the halo part is because it's got this part. So it's got this part which emits some light, which is supposed to mimic the sun. Next thing that I rarely if ever leave the house without is bronzer. So I might go in with something like this by Chanel. Let me do a swatch here for you. This is light coral. So here's the bronzer right here. Any bronzer I can pull for. So I love this one. I also really enjoy the one by Chantecaille. Theirs is beautiful. And I use one by Ciele, C-I-E-L-E. Leave a little picture in tan. And I use that on the exterior. It's SPF as well. That's SPF 30. But some kind of bronzer, something that will bring dimension to the face. I think brows give structure and dimension. I think that bronzer also gives structure and dimension. And I love to use devices on my face, and these I use to do some lifting motion. So this is the Ziip Halo, and I use it in those upward motions. So this is a microcurrent device, or I'll go in with something like the NuFace, which also does a similar thing. And I kind of just go based on my mood, honestly, because I have these with me. Of course, using a conductor. So this one is by NuFace, the Silk Creme Firming and Brightening. I like to use this with the NuFace because it also brightens, and that's what I'm always looking for, something that's going to brighten. So I love this one, and makeup can be applied on top of this, no problem. I don't have any strange interactions here. Yeah, it's a step I'll do in the evening because I have more time versus in the morning. But if I needed to do it in the morning, I could put makeup on, no problem. I love a good blush. So I actually have this on right now. I'm experimenting with this one. So I'm not super particular about what blush I'm using, but this is beautiful. It's 44 and it's a blurring blush. So I've been actually wearing it for a few hours now. It claims to have 12-hour wear, but it's a really perfecting kind of blurring blush. It makes the skin look really pretty. And those are the kinds of blushes that I like, not just color, but ones that will help enhance the skin and make it look more beautiful. That's 44. It's got a pinky tone to it. And then this one is Valentino 09. So I've loved this one for a long time. It's really, really pretty, almost a tawny neutral on me. Very lovely, great for a little bit of color correcting as well on these dark spots because it has a peachy tone to it. Love that one. And then also we've got some other blushes I've been enjoying by Chanel. This is their cream to powder blush, and this is Rose Radiant. And these are all easy to wear blushes, like just skin enhancing, skin beautifying kinds of blushes. I love those kinds. And if you want to go in with something that's a little bit more tawny but also protective, I'll go in with this. This is an SPF product by Ciele. See how much I love this. SPF 50, and I'll travel with this one as well. So this is the color there. if you're interested in something with a little bit of sun protection. That's a great daily. Checking these off to make sure I'm staying on track. The last thing I wanted to mention for tools are these masks, LED masks. So I have one for my face. Oh gosh, one for my face. So I'll leave some information down below that better explains how this benefits skin. So I've got this face mask here, and these are the kinds that you can just turn on and walk around with, so you're not plugged into anything. They're rechargeable. Neck and neck perfector. So you put this on here. And then I have another one I want to show you. And then this one right here, this is a hand LED perfector. You put your hands inside and you just leave. So this one you can't, you have to stay still for this one because it is plugged to the wall, this one. But this is one I've been definitely integrating into my routine. So when I put my face mask on, my neck and neck mask on, then I'll turn this one on as well. And I just relax for a few minutes until they are all completed. They beep at the end, and also the lights turn off when they're done. That's it for my top 10 beauty items that I apply to my face, as well as my top 10 beauty items that I don't apply to my face, or they're more like tools that I use. But I'd love to know what luxury beauty items you use almost every single day, because that means you really rely on them, you really count on them, and they are worth their money. So please let us know what those are in the comment section below. But that is it for today's video, so please take care of each other, stay well if you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.